Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to Brittany Likes Bookies, where we keep it cute, we keep it classy, and we definitely keep it diverse. I know you are getting another video from me. It's exciting. Yes, I am in the same outfit that I'm in from the last video, but I'm trying to batch film so that I actually have things to edit and post. Please don't judge me. I'm trying my best, okay? We are struggle bussing, all right? We are full on struggle bussing. I've enjoyed the last two videos that you will have seen by now. Talking about You Found Oliver by Justin Tao, and then doing a video about Love is a War Song by Danica Nava and The Brave and the Reckless by Dylan Dyer. And today, since I'm filming this on September 27th, wow, brain fog. We're doing well. Anyways, since September 27th, we're going to be talking about what my September reading wrap-up is. And I'm going to include a couple of books in this because I do think that I'm going to finish them before the end of September because they come out on the 30th, or they came out on the 23rd, and I'm just a little behind. And I've been reading a lot lately. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. September reading wrap-up. It's a miracle I haven't done one of these since April. I'm so sorry. But we are here now. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, September. September's a good month for me, to be realistic. I've been actually reading a lot more audio than anything else recently. So I think it's been a fun adventure. Yeah. I obviously am still off from my day job. I've talked about it a little bit. I've long COVID. I am really struggling. So again, I apologize if I sound out of breath. It is a struggle bus for me. I'm so sorry. But we're gonna sit here. We're gonna talk about everything that I've read in September. As I said in my intro, there's I think 2 to 3 books that I think I will end up finishing. I know I will finish at least 2 of them. One of them is an audio that I only have about an hour left in, so I'll definitely finish, and I'm going to try to knock out the other 2 during the weekend before Tuesday, which would be September 30th, and you're probably going to be seeing this in the beginning of October, so we'll have pretty fast. So, it's fine. It's fine, okay? We're not judging Brittany today. Don't judge me, please. I'm very sensitive. Anyways, so let's talk about my September reading month. So far, and this is not including the 2 to 3 that I will likely finish, I've finished 11 books with over 2,500 pages read and 13.75 hours. It does take me a little bit longer to read, so it's saying my average time to finish is 15 days. For the moods, we've got emotional, funny, mysterious, reflective, dark, lighthearted, adventurous, tense, and hopeful. So the biggest ones for me are emotional, funny, lighthearted, adventurous, and then mysterious. And then most of them are medium pace. Most of them are sitting in that 300 to 499 page reads, or page length, sorry. And audiobook length is between 8 and 16 hours. All fiction. And genres, most were romance. We had some fantasy in there, some young adult, some contemporary, some erotica, some queer, and sports. So, we had a pretty spread out month. Some were print, some were digital, and we had a few audio in there. Average is a 4.5 star rating. And let's see here. Let's see the actual books that I read. I'm doing my wrap-up graphics while we're talking about this. So, this month has actually been really good. I've been trying to be more diligent about making sure that I get my ARC reviews in on time. I'm also reading more in a physical format, so it does take me a little bit longer, but I've really, really enjoyed it. So let's talk about it. My highest rated reads for the month are so far. My highest rated reads for the month. I do have a decent number of 5 stars in there for me, Some of the highlights are Spellcaster by Jim and Eve, The Good Girl Effect by Sarah Kate, and The Dating Prohibition by Tosh McCoy. I'm going to guess that I'm thinking Lucinda's, the audiobook, is likely going to be a 4-star for me. Like, it's good, but excuse me, it's not as great as some of the other Lucindas that I've read, but it's still pretty good. Probably be a 3.5 to 4 for me. The other one that I'm currently reading that will probably finish by Tuesday is Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. I'm really enjoying it. It has like those fun feels of like a Hallmark movie, so I'm really enjoying it. I think that'll probably be like a 4-star for me, and probably a 4-star for the other book that I'm reading, which is because I won't finish the other 2 physicals that I'm reading. You Make It Feel Like Christmas. That's what it was. Okay, so let's talk about all of the books that I read. I mentioned a few of them. So, The Dating Prohibition by Tosh McCoy. It was a very fun romance. I enjoyed it. The audiobook was fantastic. I think the audiobook narrator is great. I really enjoyed it. They had great banter. I loved that it was like the brother's best friend type trope. So I did really enjoy it. I highly recommend it either in the physical or the audio format. I also finished up Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I know that's taken me forever to read, but I really loved this. If you know me, you know I've been like a long-time fan of Elise Kova, so getting another Elise Kova in a new world has been fantastic. I think this is great, and honestly, I'm dying to see what happens next. I can't wait for book 2. I also finished Game On by Keith Stevens. I adore Keith. Game On was such a fun book for me. I also cheered when I was in high school and was supposed to in college, but my niece had other plans. But I love that it's somebody coming over from England who's going to cheer for like one of the most prestigious schools, and they're talking about Daytona and stuff like that, and it's a kind of forbidden romance because it's with one of the football players, and you know the cheerleaders and football players aren't supposed to commingle. But you come to find out that like he also used to be a cheerleader, which is like really cool. They just have a great push and pull. I adored it. I loved the banter. I thought it was great. I devoured it. But I do that with all of Keith's books. They are fantastic. But I really loved Game On. Next was Hopelessly Devoted by Audrey Goldberg Ruoff. I loved this. And I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But I really did enjoy it. I thought it was fun. It was such a great way to like get into the witchy spirit of fall and coming into spooky season. I loved the magical elements. I thought it was really fun. I also loved that it was like the Addams Family in a sense, but like peppier. It's really fun. It brought a smile on my face. It's one of those books that like you very much like get sucked into and love the will they or won't they and the fact that they're childhood friends and stuff like that. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. The other one is one that I can't really talk about much, but it was The Verdant Cage by Jess Lowry. I'll leave it there. We're going to gloss over that. I also finally finished The South Wind by Alexandra Warwick. In my defense, I was reading the physical, and I was reading it at the day job, and kind of forgot about it. The book wasn't bad. Please don't think that. I read so many other books in between, but I ended up getting the audio and finishing it via audio and like reading with my eyeballs as listening. So it was an immersive experience and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I'm super excited for the next book because it's mentioned. I think it's The North Wind is mentioned and I can't wait. So I'm hoping that Saga Press loves me and will kindly send me an arc of that one too. I can't wait to read it. And I promise this time I'll actually read it fast. Next up is The Good Girl Effect by Sarah Kate. This was a BDSM employer-employee forbidden romance with erotica elements, and it was hot. I really loved it. Obviously, this is an open door. I think this is actually my first Sarah Kate. I know, someone shamed me. But I loved it. I really loved it. I thought it was great. I thought the spice was very well done. I loved their romance and how he definitely gave like black cat energy, and she was definitely golden retriever for sure. I liked that it was set in Paris. Anyone who knows me knows Paris is my least favorite cities. But I enjoyed it, and I loved Bee. Bee was so cute, who was Jack's daughter. I loved Bee. So, yeah, this one is really good. If you are into, like, an open door, but, like, with a lot of spice, or, like, you're interested in BDSM, I thought the explanations were great. I thought Sarah did a great job, like really breaking down how that scene works and how it's supposed to work. I was a big fan. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Next up is You Found Oliver by Dustin Tao, which at this point you'll know that I did a reading vlog / review of it, and it was phenomenal. I loved every second of it. I love how Dustin writes. I loved getting to go back into this world. I loved seeing Oliver and Julie again. I loved Oliver and Ben's romance. It was fantastic. I did cry, no one is surprised. I also love how Dustin incorporates magical realism into his works. They are fantastic. I loved every second of it. Cannot recommend that book enough, or any of Dustin's works, really. The next book that I finished was by invitation only by, goodness gracious, Alexandra Brown Chang, I think. Okay, but it's by invitation only. Please don't judge me. I'm kind of blind. And by blind, I mean if I take my glasses off, I literally can't see further than 4 inches in front of my face. So, and this is like really tiny. But by invitation only was an upper YA contemporary, and I loved all of the fashion elements to it. I thought that was really, really cool. I thought it was a fun take on fashion, and you kind of get like a step behind the curtain of what it would kind of be like to be the children of a famous person, and then someone who's like just your typical average middle class growing up kid who's thrust into that world, and the dichotomy of it it's just really fun. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good YA contemporary, and it kind of reminded me why I love YA. And I know some people, especially because I'm in my early 30s, would be like, oh, you read YA? Yeah, I do, because it reminds me of like the whimsy and the messiness of what it was like in high school, or like, you know, like late junior high, early high school, or, you know, high school, like first year of college. It reminds me of like that messiness and trying to figure things out and learning and growing, and I think it's fun to see, and I really loved By Invitation Only. I even love the romances in it. I thought it was really sweet. I loved the dichotomy of the kids and their parents and how it worked, and just seeing like the different dynamics and the different relationships. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I read it actually pretty quickly, which is a shock for me, but yeah, I think it was fun. I did really enjoy it, and I would recommend it for sure. Next is the audio for Spellcaster by Jaymin Eve. Technically, I did this dual. I did also have the ebook. And, y'all, I don't know what you put in that. But I forced, like, multiple of my friends to read it afterwards. And it's so good. I love the magic. I love the enemies to lovers in this. And, God, I need a Logan. Also, like, it is also open door, so I will state that. There is nothing that gets me like a good sex dream. And if you know me, you know the book that I'm currently querying does have a sex dream sequence in it. So I love those. I thought it was fun. I loved Paisley. She was such a great character. And I loved all of her friends. I thought it was nice to like kind of have a found family, even though Paisley had such a good relationship with her family. It was like she found another family at college, and I thought that was really cool. I cannot wait for book 2, especially with the way that ended. Again, we don't do spoilers here because I think everybody should be able to experience things for themselves first. But I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think it took me 2 days to finish the audio. So if that tells you anything, there you go. Next is the Ballad of Innes of Schoolie by Faulkner Hunt. Wonderkin PR reached out to me about this, and I can't thank them enough for thinking of me. This wasn't my type of book. I'm just going to be upfront about that. It's just not something that I would typically read genre-wise. It did sound very cool. I liked it. Overall, it wasn't bad. I can just say very much that it's not my type of book. I don't want to discourage anyone from reading it, though. Like if it sounds like it's something that would work for you and you would enjoy, go for it. Please do. The writing was great. Again, just not my typical cup of tea, which is fine. Not every book is for every person. And I'm not a DNFer. I wouldn't have DNF'd this because I did enjoy like the story and the writing. I just don't think in general this is the type of book for me. And then the last 2 or 3 potentially, I'm just going to include them in here. The audio for, goodness gracious, it's been a day, if you can't tell already. This is A Safe Space by Lucinda Berry. I'm a huge Lucinda Berry fan. Like, if you want a video of me ranking my favorite Lucinda Berries from top to bottom or bottom to top, I'm happy to do it because I've read every single thing that Lucinda's put out. It's just who I am. It's just my nature. I adore thrillers. Anyone who knows me knows that. And Lucinda is one of the best, in my opinion. S.A. Cosby is probably the best, but who said that? Also Ruth Ware. But S.A. also has a incredible way of writing. But Lucinda is one of my absolute favorites. You guys already know that I love Carolyn Kepnes, so I don't even need to mention her. Anyways, this is A Safe Space. It was actually really, really interesting. I love when Lucinda does like these shorter little novellas. They pack a punch, and I think it's great. I'm almost finished with the audio, but I will have finished it by the end of September, so I'm including it. I make the rules. This is my channel. You can't judge me. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really good. The next is You Make It Feel Like Christmas by Sophie Sullivan. This also gives Hallmark vibes. I talk about that with Holiday Ever After too, but this also kind of gives like the small town Hallmarky vibes. But it's like 2 people who have definitely have history. And I think that's really fun because there's forced proximity, and who doesn't love forced proximity? It's really, really good. It came out September 23rd. I'm doing math correctly. I don't know days, and I can't do math. But it came out last Tuesday. I'm filming this on Saturday, September 27th, but it came out this past Tuesday. I'm a little behind, I'm sorry. It's just how I'm wired. I've really, really enjoyed it, and I think this is going to be a solid 4 or 5 star for me. Look, I'm one of those people. You can judge me all you want. I'm one of those people that if I'm feeling the vibes, it's a 4 or 5 star. Unless something egregious happens. But definitely, I think I have them in my link tree. They should be in there. Both my Storygraph and Goodreads. I tend to use Storygraph more. It's my main platform. I really enjoy the way Storygraph is set up. So, I also highly recommend checking out Storygraph. But I'll have my review in Storygraph. Also probably Goodreads. Maybe Fable, who knows. but really, really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, and it's such a great way. Like, I love Christmas, and more so Thanksgiving is actually my favorite holiday besides my birthday, which should be a holiday. But I love being in like this fall Christmassy spirit. It's a wild dichotomy to be like reading fall books and spooky books, but also like, ooh, Christmas. So yeah, definitely check out You Make It Feel Like Christmas. It's a lot of fun. And the other one that I'm hopefully going to finish is Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace. I think you would all be surprised to know this is my first Hannah Grace. I've actually really enjoyed it. It is the almost like quintessential Hallmark trope of big city girl finds small town boy, and I love that. You can't say a darn thing to me about that trope. I love it. It is so much fun. I'm having a great time. Yeah, I'm thinking this will probably be a solid 4 or 5 star for me so far. But again, check out my story graph for all of and just because my story graph will have all of my reviews for all of these books in them. You can also see what I'm currently reading, what we are going to try to finish in October, which we will talk about, because there's a few heavy hitters for October, and I'm really, really excited to talk about them. And it's going to be good. So that's probably the next video that I'm going to do, is what I'm reading in October. Who knows if we'll stick to it, but this was my September wrap-up. I think I had a really, really great month. With at least 13 books, possibly 14. We will see. We're gonna hope we finish 14, but I've really enjoyed them. I thought it was a great reading month for me, getting closer and closer to the end, and can't believe it. We're already like basically in October. That's wild to me. Have you read any of the books that I read this month? If so, drop it in the comments. Let's chat. There's nothing I love more than yapping about books. So please yap with me in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like it somewhere, I don't know, down there or over here. Who knows? If you're so inclined, feel free to subscribe. We are getting more consistent with putting out videos. We're trying, okay? We're trying. We're doing our best. But thank you for journeying along with me while I talked about all of my September reads and how much I enjoyed them and what I didn't like about some of them. And that's okay, because books are subjective and not everybody will like everything. So, yeah. Happy October. Thank you for journeying with me. Thank you for hanging out and listening to me yap. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!